India's Trade Minister says a pact with New Zealand could expand bilateral trade by 10 times within a decade. And as free trade deal negotiations start in Delhi, our Kiwi neighbours have also deployed to Washington to liaise with senior Republicans as tariffs loom out of Washington, D.C. Here's our New Zealand correspondent Jack Nyhof.
New Zealand Prime Minister Christopher Luxon is hoping for a diplomatic hat-trick in Delhi. The PM might have dropped the ball during this backyard cricket match, but he's scoring on the diplomatic stage. He's travelled to India to build stronger cultural relationships and he's having some success. The two nations are negotiating a free trade agreement in the hope of increasing prosperity.
I told you that we will deliver a free trade agreement in the first term. You were very sceptical about that.
You mentioned that if we completed in 90 days, you promised to come back. But you have not told us what if we were to complete it in 60 days.
I wouldn't take the 60 to 90 days literally.
Defence and security are centre to the relationship. What are your reflections that on this week you're in India, a massive country, massive population, massive defence ties, and he's in the US, which is at the centre of what everyone's talking about. Just your reflections on the fact that two of New Zealand's leaders are in two major countries.
We have wanted to lift the intensity and the engagement with many of our partners.
It's important that the ministers go there physically.
Because that's how we build these relationships.
This week, both sides of the Indo-Pacific are in focus. New Zealand Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Winston Peters is meeting top Trump administration representatives in Washington, D.C.
The US role is the most critical role of all because of its size, because it is a Pacific nation.
Minister Peters held meetings with US National Security Advisor Mike Waltz and the Director of the Office of Foreign Assistance at the State Department, Peter Morocco.
We discussed with them what elements were very, very critical about their present obligations in terms of the aid program and try to find out from them where it was going forward. In that sense, we know much more about what the future might be, but we are bound to wait their final decisions in April.
The Kiwi Foreign Minister says he held frank and open conversations about cuts in aid to the Pacific by the United States, prompting fears China will fill the void. A decision by the United States isn't expected until April. The focus on military ties in India and worry about a US retreat in the South Pacific highlights just how volatile the geostrategic environment is in our backyard. New Zealand's relationship with the United States is being tested, but the small trading nation is being proactive in making its case. In New Delhi, India, Jack Nyhof, Sky News.